And if you're interested in wealth building, the real measure of wealth is what you can actually sell the business for. So a company operating these rather poor, reactive business practices means that they're really waiting for things to go wrong. And of course, for that sort of company, indeed they do go wrong on a regular basis. Markets crash, operations go crunch, financial chaos ensues, systems fail, and you get a people crisis. And you may get the whole lot at once, you may get one at a time, and each one tends to have a knock-on effect on the others. So this is what happens in passive businesses. They're victims to outside forces. And of course, because they have to keep acting in this reactive way, they're firefighting, the amount of new business they take in can decline rapidly. Customers can decide to leave because they've had enough. This causes financial losses to mount. Cash gets tight. Administration starts to fail because it wasn't system-based in the first place. And productivity is lost. Which is a very demotivational sort of a business to run, isn't it? So let's look at what a proactive business ought to be doing. Well, it starts by going out to find customers, not just waiting for the phone to ring. And once you've got a customer, making it really hard for that customer to leave. Finding ways to increase the profits in the business, being creative over cost reduction, inventive over cash generation, and investing in the latest technology. They develop new knowledge, they gain new skills, and they hire and they retain great people. These things come to a proactive business, which therefore becomes a business of high value and very easy to sell. You will know when you've got a business like this, because people will keep knocking on your door, asking if they can buy it. So, someone who runs a best business, and the whole point of these modules is to help you run a best business, this sort of owner wins customers, keeps them, trades profitably, generates cash, exploits technology, and has productive people. This sort of owner is accustomed to having offers to buy the business. He recovers rapidly from setbacks. He grows the business. He has a balanced lifestyle that's not out of control. he and the business are both effective, and when the need arises, he can and does diversifies his products and his markets in good time. So what makes a good business, really, is about the systematic operation of a series of processes that talk to one another, dealing with marketing, operations, finance, systems and people, and which enable the business, or the owner if you like, to exit from the business when he wants, to recover rapidly, grow to the size he wants, have the lifestyle he wants, be as effective as he decides to be, and to diversify when need be. And not only that, the owner is able to do these things at his leisure. He's not operating with panics, he's not being reactive, and he's not being driven all over the place by events. Now, during the course of all the modules that we've developed to help you, we're really covering 12 areas here, and I've really talked about them to some extent, but we're going to talk about, or show you how to carry out research, how to develop the business, the people, the products, the markets, how to use the internet, how to prospect for business, how to put winning quotes together, how to sell face-to-face, how to contract, how to project manage, how to deliver a fantastic service, how to manage the finances, how to manage technology, and probably most importantly of all, how to manage people for results. All of this you will find distributed across our 60 or so modules. The modules that we have are designed for anyone who runs a business or has committed themselves to doing so or plans to help someone else to improve their business performance. Each one is about 15 minutes of practical talk based on working principles and is backed by templates. We're talking in each case about 30 slides, which are easy to read, so don't be put off by that PowerPoint training course where they told you that each slide should be 2 minutes of talk. In our case, we're having about 30 seconds of talk on each slide, and we're whipping them past, and you'll find they're very easy to look at and to absorb. Now, the modules have been designed really for easy speaking by somebody we call the Fount. Now, Fount is he's sort of a mystery man with a huge amount of knowledge who, over many, many centuries, has put together all these pearls of wisdom about business. But it's pretty hard to get him to come out of his door, but you can see here that his little cat is quite obliging. And when small business owners stand outside the house and start discussing business problems, the cat is usually able to get some words of wisdom from the Fount. But you will hear him talking quite a bit in these modules. Templates are put in wherever we can to help you. We're here on the phone to help you if you get stuck. If it's really dire, we'll even come and see you. So, in terms of organising yourself for the use of these modules, bear a few things in mind. Building a saleable business is jolly hard work. There aren't any shortcuts, but you don't need to be a genius. Think in terms of doing what you do really well and really focusing and concentrating on that to give yourself the edge. Forget the shortcuts and forget about luck. You can make your own luck, but most of all, a successful business is about hard work and commitment. Think long term, because today's problem is the result of yesterday's decision. You can't do anything about today's problem, but you can do something about tomorrow's problem by doing the right things today. And each time you're confronted with an important decision, just stop and ask yourself, what answer to this problem or this decision would help me to build wealth in this business in the long term? And you may be surprised to find a few decisions are actually as important as you thought they were. Build up value inside the business. Resist the temptation to extract money from the business, to buy property outside it, to get involved in other things, because we're asked to help so many times for businesses that perhaps are 30, 40 years old, and the owner's reached the point where he wants to retire, and he wants us to sell the business. It actually isn't worth anything. And it's not worth anything because he spent 40 years extracting all the value and putting it in other places. Then he finds that his pension plan isn't adequate for his needs, and we are having to say to him, sorry about this, but you need to spend 3 years redeveloping this business to make it saleable. And he then finds, at the end of his working career, he's having to start to work again as hard as he did when he was in his 20s. So build the value inside the business. And it's a jolly easy thing to say to someone, be brave, when they're scared, but you know, the best moment to be brave is when you're scared. Because running a good business, running any business, needs guts. And, you know, you have got to keep finding the courage to keep going forward even when things look dire. Stick to your vision, have a clear vision about what you want to achieve with your business, don't be diverted by it. And if you do these things, I am quite confident that you will raise the value of your business in the long term many times over. None of what we're going to talk to you about is rocket science. If you make up your mind that you want to have the best business and you work for it, you will. But if you don't, if you wait for the opportunities to come to you, they won't. And do make a point of learning wherever you can from others, because all the time you're on the receiving end of other people's businesses. And the learning that you can get from that is absolutely tremendous. You can learn completely free of charge good business practices and bad ones just by looking at what your suppliers do to you, both in your private life and at work. Do beware of the gurus. The world is full of gurus, these highly paid chaps, usually chaps, who want you to spend lots of your time buying their services from them so they can help you to improve their business. There may be a role for that, but do be careful. And in terms of negotiating with them, always go for payment on results, because most of them don't like that, which is exactly why you should go for it. Only ever spend your precious time and your money on activities that are going to build long-term business wealth for you. And do regularly look at our website, which is expanding all the time and has got all sorts of things on it that can be really helpful to you in either learning how to run a business, improving the performance of business, or helping someone else with their business. Good luck with the business well free.